This whole Venezuela operation is being sold as a drug war, but the data shows Venezuela is a minor player in US-bound drugs and a major player in something else: heavy oil. Washington is talking like this is about fentanyl and saving American lives, even throwing around weapons of mass destruction language for fentanyl to justify military action. But Venezuela is not a producer or exporter of fentanyl, and it barely registers in official maps of fentanyl flows into the United States. Even for cocaine, experts estimate that less than about 10% of the cocaine that reaches the US passes through Venezuela, with most production still centered in Colombia and other routes bypassing Venezuela entirely. So no, Venezuela's real superpower is not drugs, it's oil. Its crude is mostly heavy and sour, and the Orinoco Belt produces extra heavy oil with API gravity as low as 8 to 13 degrees. Now, I don't know what that means, I just know it's real thick. Pause. Exactly the kind of thick crude many specialized refineries are built to process. U.S. Gulf Coast refineries, including former Citgo facilities, were literally engineered for this kind of heavy Venezuelan crude and similar grades, and they still rely on imported heavy oil to blend with the lighter shale boom barrels from the U.S. A domestic U.S. production under Trump has been overwhelmingly lighter crude from shale plays, which is great for volume but not ideal for refineries tuned to heavier feedstock. Those complex Gulf Coast refineries can't run optimally on light oil alone, so the U.S. continues to import millions of barrels per day of heavy crude from other countries, and Venezuelan grades like Marais have been a key piece of that puzzle when sanctions allow. So that's why an oil tanker leaving Venezuela with around 1.8 million barrels of Marais heavy crude was such a big deal when the U.S. seized it. Trump's personal spokesperson, Carolyn Levitt, openly said the U.S. intends to seize that oil, saying the maybe not so quiet part out loud. So step back and look at the pattern. The country that barely shows up in fentanyl data is being painted as a WMD level drug threat, while its heavy crude just happens to be exactly what U.S. refineries need to operate and is literally being intercepted and stolen. So when all the rhetoric is about drugs, but the targets and actions are all about oil, it starts to paint a pretty clear picture about what this invasion is really about, and none of it has anything to do with keeping people safe.